Yes, good evening, my people, and welcome to Updates of Precious. Thank you so much for joining us another beautiful day. So it's an election weekend in Nigeria, and of course, by elections happen for different parts of the country. Kaduna, Anambra, Edo State, Ogun State, different areas, and not without the usual drama where they follow elections. So many would have thought that at last Nigerians who don't learn our lessons and we don't stop all this ballot box snatching, bribing, or this one or that one. In fact, the thing don't even increase in tempo. You can imagine a situation where they say they catch somebody with 25 million naira where you won't use by vote. 25 million naira cash on an election day for vote buying. 25. Oh no. You see, we never. Well, sharply make I tell you that the hot story them first, so they grab quick, and they'll go begin dissect them one by follow for inside the house. Welcome to Updated Precious. They always sit my belly to bring an update of things that they happen for the country. So, Grandma go saying a sequel to the Canadian court announcing APC and PDP as terrorist organization. IPOB don't come across say, it don't reach time where be say una go deproscribe us because with the look of things now we suppose actually they call on a terrorist. Not being supposed to they call us terrorist group again. So it don't reach time to deproscribe IPOB after Canadian courts or court ruling call APC PDP terrorist organization. All right, now we move on to other issues now. Labour Party. So a big win for Alex Otti and Peter Obi. As this time around, now, I be like saying upper court. Now you be say INEC carry go give Mahmoud Yakubu. INEC give out Mahmoud say, come on for road there. What is wrong with you? Sorry, did I say Mahmoud Yakubu? Then give Abure, come on for road there. Clear road. That's what they do you. Even though some people are not saying that INEC is not doing this because they're trying to do the nice thing. They don't want to be the nice guys here. Maybe there's another sinister plan, underneath plan where they inside. But imagine INEC telling Abure, say, go, your turn or don't expire, we'll not go see you. Even though say you don't go court, go obtain judgment, we make them recognizing candidates. They still say, no, we not go recognize your candidates and because your turn or don't pass. Ooh, what is happening? INEC, Nabure your guy, yo. Nabure be your guy, yo. Why not they do them like this? That now waiting many people they talk. But we'll talk about that by the time reached. Leadership crisis, OBOT losers. Abure can also reply saying that them be losers, not be him. Now, since now INEC don't decide to affirm waiting or implement the Supreme Court judgment, I don't know the courts now will be say INEC go carry the matter go next. Because you know, say Arab Bambi don't because say Tinubu has to come, Tinubu has to put his mouth in this thing now. Tinubu courts now I won't carry the matter go next. Okay, we never know. But when the time reach, we go talk about that matter. Security operatives nab suspected vote buyer with 25.9 million naira cash in Kaduna State. The cash they there for hands down. Oh, some kind things when they happen, it go they make your belly they turn you. By election, Kaduna spoke loudly today. APC's Ayokuto mocks El-Rufai as results emerge. So Kaduna people don't pursue you, they don't vote for your SDP or your ADC. Ooh. Okay. This now waiting go happen. This now a picture, an example of waiting go happen for 2027. That's now waiting a lot of people to talk about. Kanu by elections. APC demands cancellation amid violence. APC say, Makona cancel them, Makona cancel them. NNPP, ADC, they carry wahala enter this election. Makona cancel the result. But do you see INEC cancelling it? Because INEC, we hear say they don't consider, say they go cancel the by-election for Kano State. Why? Violence don't happen for other places. APC alleges electoral malpractice in Kano by-election. Anambra by-elections, Governor Soludo accuses APC of violence. So why not cancel Anambra own? Anambra by-elections, Governor Soludo accuses APC of violence, assaulting commissioner at the same time. Okay, now Kano by-election, marred by intimidation, thuggery, others, na PDP, they complain about that one. Anambra by-election, Abgao, APCO, all of them, they say, then go do vote buying. All of them are vote buying, I feel everywhere. In fact, video come out where they say they see already some printed papers of ADC. I don't know how true that one be, but I know they show that video today. Okay, so Moku still they talk about the election now. I don't tell them I say the Kaduna person they see him with 25 million naira. Now, by election, INEC staff politician caught with huge cash for Ogun State. This one a different one, no? This one Ogun State. Huge money cash. Now they see them with for Ogun State. Different from the one where they see for Kaduna State. All right. FG arrest Kuje prison break masterminds. Top Al-Qaeda leaders. That one saved day. We'll go talk about them. Now that they catch them. And Saru terrorist group leaders arrested. Now waiting organo who rebuttal don't vow. Be that. Retract horrendous terrorist tag now. Federal government through on a minister for foreign affairs. Don't want Canadian court. Canadian court. And they tell on now. Would they order now? Retract that error we wanna make by calling APC terrorist organization. Now, retract it now. We never know whether the court don't hear. Abi then get ear problem. We never know yet. Tinubu now got sent to Nigeria. Southeast should support him for 2027. Who sent this and to whom? I'm sure you'll be suspecting that the person wears a red cap. I'm sure. There are about two or three. Yeah, with the red cap. Okay, now Mahi, no be hope. Okay. Now you talk up. All right, moving on. We also hear say the Ibom Air passenger. There was a story earlier today that Ibom Air lady Comfort Emanson been don't sue federal government for 500 billion naira and all that. But right now, she don't clear the air, say no, she no sue the federal government for 500 billion naira. Well, all of this matter and more, now IBC will go to touch like discipline. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show. Uncle Pansa, are you in Nigeria? Are you in Nigeria? You should be in my studio. Are you in Nigeria? Okay. All right, guys, welcome to the show. So let's get started with the stories. The IPOB matter. Maybe we'll just start with that IPOB case very quickly, and then we'll move on to other issues so that we'll handle everything we get to do with the election once and for all. So say as Canada court talk, say as them talk waiting, they get to talk for inside Canada court. Well, a law Ejima court don't come out come talk. See, I'm here and I writing with this. He put them for in Twitter. It don't come out come talk. Say, well, it don't reach time where it be say the federal government would proscribe IPOB. This one way be say Canada court look them finish, government finish, call them terrorist organization. Now, Ejimako said the ruling of the Canadian court prescribing the All Progressives Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP as terrorist organizations makes it imperative that IPOB should be deproscribed. Now, the federal government of Canada had upheld a ruling that classified the APC and PDP as a terrorist organization. Why it be say one rich man, we be politician, we been don't talk, saying be member of PDP and APC, been the seek for asylum. That they can look and say no. On our way they involve electoral violence. On a day involved for voters rigging. On a day involved for ballot snatching. On a day involved for this one. The things they want that they do. And on a leadership for these political parties, they condemn this bloodshed them. For not to condemn them, now be so and I know so na the key human beings so on a the terrorist group. Yeah. Even APC said, I say no, not be so then you talk, not be so then you talk. But on this basis now, allow you Jim according they talk. So what the federal government needs to do the needful. They need to deproscribe IPOB because obviously it was erroneously done. Because a lot of people they also argue, say at the time where it be say them prescribe IPOB, at that time, IPOB never even they do anything we get to do with violence. So at least I don't know if you quote me wrong. At that time, there hasn't been any single killing or bloodshed where been they tied to the IPOB. At that time, that is evidential where they tied to IPOB at that time. So why it be said they prescribe them if then the only thing what they do now say they be they agitate for Biafra for separate to come out for referendum. And then agitation for referendum is it wrong? First of all, why do we not have that conversation in our constitution? Why we make our constitution in such a way where it be like say anything we get to do with referendum or discussing our unity, anything they non-negotiable, whether we like them or not, this marriage you must marry them together. Countries discuss their unity, whether or not they want to stay together. So if I'm not believing me, they talk this. Other people don't talk. I think Aisha Yusufu said something like that earlier today too. So remember, say if we look at the amalgamation of the Northern and Southern Protectorates in 1914, and you look at say, 2014, now said that thing expired during Jonathan Tenure. So by right, our union as Nigeria, as a body, as Nigeria supposed to expire at that time. That's what people they talk, oh, not be me. So if you expire at that time, then what is the need to force us to or forcing people to stay together? Why not make the discussion open? Make different group them decide whether they want to stay back for Nigeria or they don't want to stay. Maybe if they decide, maybe South go say no, we don't want to follow Biafra go. We go follow Nigeria stay. Other people go say no, we don't want to follow this Biafra. We won't follow. So like that, there will be a discussion, a conversation, and then even if we're staying together, is it not also ideal for us to talk about the terms and conditions of us staying together and living together? I be after a while, person no fit discuss terms of staying together with inside marriage. You be say e dey. That na wetin be for the talk. In fact, make I quickly play you a video of waiting Aisha Yusuf talk because right now this thing they vex our minister for foreign affairs well. It don't vex. Now make it don't order Canadian court. So make they immediately retract what they describe as erroneous designation of some political parties for inside Nigeria as terrorist organizations. How would you have in mind to say that? Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs, now you talk this one. He said, how would you people look a whole ruling party of Nigeria? That means Nigerian government are terrorists. How can you say that? A whole ruling party, if they call them terrorist organization. How dare you say that to a ruling party? I'm gonna make a go play you a video of where Aisha is for the talk. And before I get down to politics and then UB and all that saga, go watch Aisha Yusuf and what she had to say about it earlier today. Go watch.
IPOB has maintained its demand for a referendum on Biafra's independence, while the Nigerian government insists the group's activities threaten national security. I do not see anything that threatens national security because people are asking for a referendum. There should be a referendum. Every region should be asked whether they want to be part of Nigeria. And if there's any region that does not want to be part of Nigeria, it's okay to allow that region to go its own way. Holding them hostage, because this is really holding them hostage, it's wrong. If you do a referendum, then you put it to rest. If they want to go, fine. If they want to stay, whether it is IPOB, whether it is Arewa, whether it is Odudua, whether it is South people, let everybody decide. It is already 110 years, or it's already 111 years since the amalgamation, where the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate were put together. Why are you still forcing people to stay together? I have always said it, and I'll continue to say we need to have a Nigerian conversation. But by the way, has Kanu Nwankwo been vindicated? Now they have said APC and PDP are terrorist organizations, according to a Canadian court.
All right. So now that brings back the conversation. Do you think that that Nnamdi Kanu, did she say Kanu uncle? Do you think Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated based on this conversation now? Even though say the federal government they kick, then they correct the thing, they say they no go agree. Which kind of nonsense judgment be this one? We cannot accept this kind of judgment. It is nonsense. You people should, in fact, Canada courts who don't give you order sharply, not gonna change them. As again, I talk. I don't know whether the Canadian court get ear problem or they don't hear them through. Maybe they go implement them and change the government and speak on changing the judgment and deprescribing, not be prescribed at least removing that clause from that judgment. Do you see them doing that? That's a question a lot of people they ask, but we never know. But when that time comes, we'll talk more about Terrorism Act, right? But let's enter politics first because there's something I've got to say about terrorism. Where it be say for an interview I see a while ago, we don't happen a while ago. I just got across it again and I thought to play it. And this man was beating his chest to say that there are evidences that are bound that the APC actually, and then they sponsor terrorism for Nigeria. In fact, I didn't bring terrorism for inside Nigeria. Saying I didn't bring terrorism for Nigeria. As if that one is not enough, say people come begin today for social media. Come they trend this news of Ali Modu Sharif. Remember him now. Come they trend and when talk say no be him bring Boko Haram. Say na Shetima and every Boko Haram. It's just mind blowing. How two leaders they argue. They argue on which of them sponsor terrorism or which of them they bring terrorism into their state. See them here. Governor Shetima created and funded Boko Haram. Is in Nigerian daily. Is say now Governor Shetima now do say not be him doing. And so this started trending on social media. People started saying that okay. So I mean if Canada court don't accuse them and if perhaps the vice president, and still a member of APC, could the Canadian court actually be right by their prescription based on waiting them talk? That's my question. All of this, I didn't say. All these are on the streets of social media, and I'm waiting to say people carry talk with this because they say, okay, if you go by those arguments, the accusations and all that we don't come between Ali Modu Sharif, the former governor of Borno State, and person will be say take over from a will be Shetima. So that conversation we don't go on between two of them, and we don't go on where there's been an accusation across the streets of social media about two of them being sponsors of terrorism. So that now waiting people they talk now again. Now waiting make people don't begin trying to say I think that IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, the rest of them should be vindicated, and why IPOB should be the prescribed, the Nnamdi Kanu should also be released unconditionally based on this judgment. But they like say Nigerian government they agree here this one. I don't know. But Bako enter inside politics very, very quickly. So now the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC yesterday then comot their recognition yesterday Friday. Then withdraw their recognition of Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party, in line with the Supreme Court judgment of April 4, 2025. Now, the move, which appears to resolve the protracted leadership crisis ravaging the LP in favor of the faction supported by the party's 2023 presidential candidate, which is Peter Obi, and elicited celebrations among party leaders last night. They say yesterday night, everybody will be there for the leadership of the APC. Just they happy, they just they ginger, they gyrate, they say, whoa. Finally, the Nigerian courts don't do the right thing. Sorry, the INEC don't do the right thing. But are they just that nice to do the right thing? Or perhaps there's some sort of signage that some hidden plan somewhere. That's now waiting a lot of people to talk. But let's read further in that conversation. Now, the move, which appears to resolve the protracted leadership crisis, of course, between these people. Now, the relations were hinged on the support that the acting national chairman, Senator Nnewi Usman-led team would give Mr. Peter Obi in 2027 presidential poll. Now, wait to make people happy. So, okay, at least Peter Obi don't get where he contest now. Because, of course, we know that Aburi team don't they like seeing a threat to Peter Obi. Faced with an unsupportive stance from Aburi, the former Anambra State governor joined forces with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, and the rest of them to form the ADC coalition, where still they canvass for publicly. Even at that, it is difficult to tell if Obi would get the presidential ticket of the ADC, opposed to that of the LP by the Nadi Usman. So if you like saying that the team of the Nadi 9 day shop for him because the ADC with what they go on when they shop. Now the electoral umpire's decision has led to rest the controversy generated by the conflicting interpretations of the Supreme Court judgment by factions of the Labour Party. I am reading from Vanguard. Watch, please. I don't take fake news. I read from reputed newspapers or I ask from the source. Right? Okay. Now, INEC's position was contained in an affidavit cited in Abuja yesterday, Friday. The electoral management body also invalidated, that is cancel, stop to validate, invalidated controversial convention held by Abure-led faction in Nnewi, Anambra State on March 27, 2024. That convention we can put Abure back, then cancel and they say it is bad, they mark them bad. Remember, say Abure been done this week, drag Peter Obi, saying that he caused the problem for the Labour Party by going to by joining hand to lead or to make the convention will happen for Umuahia to happen, saying that he follow cause the crisis. But INEC now don't talk, say that your own way, hope on Nnewi way they proud of. We mark a bad, come on, go. Now INEC had, in response to that affidavit filed by Abure's legal team, filed a counter affidavit at the Federal High Court in Abuja with suit number Let me spell you that. Now, in its counter affidavit, deposed by its executive officer, litigation and prosecution, Mr. Ayuba Muhammad, INEC stated that the tenure, quote, that the tenure of Julius Abure as national chairman of the Labour Party expired as clearly stated in the Supreme Court judgment of April 4, 2025. But this wasn't what Arabambi said. Arabambi said something different. You remember that interview Arabambi had? Should I play it to you? Where he was almost crying and complaining. This wasn't what Arabambi said. Arabambi said, if anybody can show me anywhere in that judgment where they said Abure's tenure has expired, if anybody can show me, he was gingering. But by this judgment now, it just by INEC action, they talk him, say it was clearly stated by the Supreme Court judgment that Abure's tenure was already over. So waiting be the big deal there. Okay, so make we read further that judgment. Now, so in its counter affidavit here, they said that Abure's tenure had clearly, ended as clearly stated by the Supreme Court judgment of April 4, 2025. Now, explaining INEC's decision in its dealing with Abure and the LP after then, Mohammed deposed that the defendant, INEC, cannot accept and issue access code for upload of candidates nomination from EC9 nomination form EC9, EC9F, and EC9G for the by-election scheduled for 16th 8 2025. That's today. To Plaintiff Abure led LP, as there was no valid national chairman and national secretary for defendants to deal with, as provided in Exhibit INEC 2. Now, on the issue of Nnewi Convention purportedly held by Abure, INEC affirmed that it neither monitored nor recognized the controversial March 25, 2024 National Convention in Nnewi, Anambra State, where Abure claimed he was re-elected, noting that the entire exercise was conducted in breach of the 1999 Constitution, the Electoral Act 2022 as amended, INEC's own guidelines, and the Labour Party's own constitution. That is that Nnewi Convention where Abure they use make mouth. So even they against them, their own Labour Party constitution too. So how do you clamor and carry yourself as the INEC chairman? Now, INEC also referenced the Supreme Court's April 4, 2025 judgment appeal, which struck out the suit underpinning Abure's claims for lack of jurisdiction, effectively nullifying all prior rulings that had purported to affirm his leadership. Now, Usman extends olive branch to Abure's and others. Reacting to the latest developments, the acting national chairman of the Labour parties, Senator Nnewi Usman, welcomed INEC stance and extended the olive branch to aggrieved party members, urging them to join her in the task of rebuilding the party. In a statement issued in Abuja, Usman said, I received with profound relief and deep satisfaction the news of the judgment of the Federal High Court, Abuja, in suit number, which today dismissed in its entirety the case instituted by Julius Abure against the Independent National Electoral Commission. The decision stands as yet another unambiguous and authoritative affirmation of the rule of law and the judiciary's steadfast consistency in upholding the binding pronouncement of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Now, the latest judgment aligns squarely with the early decision of the Supreme Court delivered on April 4, 2025. So because of that, she said, I don't know why person will be saying turn or don't inspire with the carry himself. She said, quoting part of it now, she says, I must also commend the Independent National Electoral Commission for the clarity, courage, and institutional integrity reflected in the counter affidavit during the pendency of the case. In the sworn testimony before the court, INEC categorically confirmed that the tenure of Mr. Abure, along with that of entire National Executive Committee, all of them say it don't inspire, including Obiora Iro. INEC has removed all doubts ex-national treasurer, all of them. So Olusegun Parad come out contact. You know, so she don't be very vocal against Abure. She don't come out contact say at last INEC don't remove any lingering doubts about the leadership of Labour Party. So right now, everywhere don't clean, everything don't pure. Quoting her, she says, this is a fresh, unequivocal statement under oath by the electoral umpire that Julius Abure is not the national chairman of the Labour Party. Because INEC, for inside affidavit, say your tenure has expired. So you know, go feel come to the claim, say you be chairman of the party. So now wait till she talk with that. She said it aligns perfectly with the Supreme Court's binding judgment. Nigerians should ignore any contrary propaganda. But Alex Otti said don't talk. So in a quick response, the governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, LP Seoul State Healthman, hailed the INEC for recognizing the Senator Nnewi Usman-led leadership of the Labour Party as authentic leadership of the party. Now, Governor Otti described the action of INEC as a welcome development and one that is long overdue. Speaking, he said, we are grateful to INEC, we are grateful to all agencies of government and played one role or the other to ensure that the judgment of the Supreme Court is finally respected. It was long overdue. It was long expected. When you look at what transpired in court, when you look at even what INEC filed, a counter affidavit firmly explaining and insisting that Julius Abure's tenure had expired and had no local standing to impose himself as the national chairman of the party. So, What INEC did is to ensure that order is restored, that normalcy is restored, that peace is restored, that cohesion and togetherness is restored. So it talks, say, INEC una do well for the word una do well, but Abure see the vex. Abure no fit take am. Abure don't vex. Abure don't vex well. Don't talk, say no. Say you people are, in fact, his anger is that Obi and Otti just came to join the party during 2022 election and thereabout. And they don't come now to come collect all the suffer where they don't suffer all these years for inside the party. How do you just come and join this party and you want to come and take all the suffer we've been suffering for this party all along? You won't come carry all our suffer. How do you do that? How do you do that? But then make I quickly go play that footage of Araban before a video where he be say, at the earlier time when he said INEC they don't want start to implement this judgment, how he complained very bitterly on air. Let's see if I have
talking about. Let me tell you, Section 82 of the Electoral stipulated that political party, the national chairman and national secretary shall give INEC 21-day notice for convention and congresses or primary. Section 82.5 says, failure of a party to give INEC notices shall render the outcome. So we will be going to court because the party wrote to them concerning the primary, the letter was acknowledged. I bet you with them anything, the court will give them in a favor. Because the shall in the Section 82.1 is that we must give 21-day notice. But it's not compulsory for INEC to attend. It is there in the Electoral Act. So if INEC want to bring their own rule and regulation over the Constitution of Nigeria against Section 1 of the Constitution, then we will go and try that in court. But I want the INEC lawyers to know that we are not babies. We know the law, even if some of them are not lawyers, that what they are proceeding there is called orbital dicta. It is not compulsory, it is passive, it is not compulsory, it is not binding on them.
Oh, he called Obita Bita. Obita, oh, the team vex some well. But right now, I don't know how Oga Arabambi go use react to this matter again, because the matter can be like say it don't pure finally falling. Now, here is the catch in this conversation. Now, a lot of people they talk say, some people don't insinuate say INEC did not just want to be the good guy by clearing the way, because of course people don't accuse the ruling party of being involved for the things and when they happen for inside the Labour Party. So INEC just didn't want to do the right thing, but it was because of some elections, especially that of Abuja City Council council elections, and it is very important for the APC to win those elections, because and those council people them go fit gather together to make sure say then help Wiki to win election for Tinubu for Abuja for 2027. So it is very important for them. So they had to look where there are two evils, the options of should we let Abure's team contest the council election and win because his candidates don't they gather momentum for inside Abuja, or should we rather just rubbish them and then in that with the name of implementing the Supreme Court judgment and Kukuma give the party leadership to be maybe give him the party leadership to be not just a lesser evil or a lesser challenge. And if any of them are the case, that means the war may not be over at the end of the day. That's what a lot of people are saying. Because maybe after the council elections and all that, they still look for more things now when they will use pin down Peter Obi again for inside the party again. So if I were Obi and his team, would conduct a convention ASAP and take full charge of the party and let INEC be there for the convention and everything so that that party, everything, you don't take full. Let them no delay again. Now where they hot. If possible, before the council election, let them hold a convention. Make INEC they determined to attend. Now where INEC don't quarrel with Abure them. Because say this whole visit of Abure to Wike and the rest of them, it never sleep yet. Because there may be some kind of, say people they call themselves Jagaban of politics. There may be some kind of political thing where they go down, where they fit use also tweak this same thing where they all don't want to implement again. I don't know. So that now people they talk. Is it Uhuru yet for Peter Obi? Should he go sleeping and jolly that at the end of the day he can be free and comfortable to contest under Labour Party, which will be easier for him to do? Or should he keep going through the coalition or with the coalition? But some people don't talk, say, going with the coalition, it's good because nobody, it go easier to, win Tinubu if on a joint body together than if it be say you go solo and break votes again. But some people they talk say no matter how you break votes, you don't follow some northerners talk. Some others say no matter how you break votes reach, it no get as it be meeting in 2027 because people are angry. But when you want to say people are angry, now ask yourself, are these people that are angry not the same people that are part of this by-election that just held now, that is mad with by vote rigging again, election buying again, and all that. So these same people where they're hungry, and then see they go they buy elections again, and then see they go buy votes, if they allow them buy your votes. Now let's start looking at these issues of the elections one by one. What happened today? I told you somebody was caught with 25 million naira cash in Kaduna State. 25 million naira cash for inside Kaduna State, for inside this election. And it's just mind boggling. Security operatives in Kaduna arrested a suspect for vote buying with 25.963, almost 26 million naira, I beg your pardon. Now, the arrest occurred barely hours before the conduct of the Saturday's by election. And so they see the man with the money, hands down, live. As if that is not enough. Reporters have also reported about the widespread vote buying for inside the election. Now, let's take this report from News
INEC official and then other party official were also apprehended with some form of cash. And I think the issue here is that we have similar issue of arrest also in Ogun State. And I think that has also been reported, and that is also not something that is done at the polling unit, but it's also where INEC official was also involved, and then party official was also involved. Then again, another thing that we've also noticed is that the vote buying has been across the 12 states and in almost all the constituency that this election is taking place. And I tell you that with what our observers have reported now, and which we have been tabulated at the situation room here, it has been as low as 2,000 naira and as high as 5,000 naira that are being shared. Then in some places, of course, materials like food are being shared to buy vote, and you see that this is of course paramount in Oyo State over there, where food items are being shared, even in Ogun State over there. But this is like a monster that we need to tame. Because the effect of vote buying is enormous on our electoral process, in the sense that people with content, people with character, because they don't have money to buy votes, may not actually be able to ascend to the leadership position.
So you heard it. You heard that. That wasn't me. This now waiting happen for inside the election where they take place today. There are footages. There are footages to back this up. Now waiting happen for inside the election today. Today. And it's just mind. You could just the one that say, come. Nigeria has never learned their lessons enough, or they just won't leave all their common sense till 2027. And they won't bring out their common sense. Because this is not just in Kaduna State. It also happened in Ogun State, just like you heard the reporters say. Across all the states where BC election they happened today, there was massive vote buying. Massive vote buying across all the states. You can imagine where you see somebody with cash of 25 point something million, 25.9 million naira. See the picture here, make it this year. Make it not be like saying, why are see ya? See ya. 25.59 million naira. Now you can catch one human being with cash of that kind of money. And Nigerians are collecting the money and voting. Why? Have we not learned our lessons? Is it not enough? What is going on? That now waiting people they ask. At what point we go reach or go talk, so okay, we don't learn our lessons. I will not go feel they do these things and what will they do? That's the questions where basic people they ask. Which time we basic go talk, so okay, we don't learn our lessons, we could stop all these kind of things. How can you see a human with this kind of money? Some of them they give them food items. They see they give food items for 2025. 2027 is just somewhere in front. And this is happening. This is happening. That now most of the election for Anambra State, Anambra they blame APC of electoral violence. For Kano State, APC they blame the ruling party for Kano State, NMPP by the way, of electoral violence. So it's It's just the same game, the same thing. When we basically will go learn our lessons enough to say that no, enough is enough, and put our foot on the ground and say no, we can't run a country like this. That's not the question we say people they ask. Now this is a situation for inside um, um, what did they call him? Kano State today. The suspect was arrested with the said amount believed to have been earmarked for bribing voters. He confessed. He confessed to the crime and begged for mercy. We wish to reiterate that any money found or anyone found attempting to undermine the electoral process will face the full wrath of the law. That's what they talk. This one ain't happened for inside. In fact, it not be only that one again. For Ogun State too, the same thing happened. In Ogun State, same thing happened in Ogun State too. And as I said, you just be wondering when we'll learn our lesson. Now in Ogun State, we had security officers in Ogun State arrested some people suspected to be independent electoral commission staff. INEC staff said, now the arrest Ogun State. INEC staff with huge amount of money ahead of the state by-election. Plenty money. That one said, now so you put for gram. Plenty money. Then spread out for gram. Plenty money. That one run into millions too. They were packed up alongside a politician who was allegedly planning to buy votes. The suspects were arrested at a hotel in Iperu Remo, Ikene local government area today, Saturday. In a viral video on Saturday, the INEC official, a man and a woman, were seen squatting as they were questioned by security agencies. Some alleged PDP officers were also with them. The officer interrogation, the one interrogating them said intelligence showed that the INEC staff had earlier been contacted and given a large sum of money by party officials for vote buying during the by-election. It still happens. It's still for Ogun State here. So we're not learning. It's not stopping. It's not stopping. We're not learning at all. The same thing they happen for other things. So most of the election will happen today just full of please don't let me disturb my mental health with going by. So they accuse each other, for the buzz waiting they happen for inside the election today. Well, make I leave the election matter, move on to other issues. Because even in Anambra State, ABGA, they accuse APC of buying votes. APC, they accuse these other people. That is just what we're seeing all over the news. Today, again, for inside this thing. Well, make we enter inside security issues very quickly. Okay, no, before we enter inside security issues, you remember say yesterday I tell on I say Tambowa talk say he no one join APC because he no one making sin be forgiven, right? Okay. So he was actually addressing his supporters in his states when he be say he make that statement. Say he no one join APC because he no one making sin they forgiven. So may they hold that sin there where he did first. Now hear him saying this himself. Watch it.
You know that they have a saying in APC. Once you join APC, whatever are your sins, you will be forgiven. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you want our sins to be forgiven so we can join APC? No! Do you want our sins to be forgiven so we can join APC? No! Do you want our sins to be forgiven so we can join APC? No! With the coalition? Yes! That is what they do not want to hear. What they've got to realize is that I cannot be intimidated. I cannot be transparent. And no one can tarnish my record that God has given me. From my service in the House of Representatives in 2003, where I served as minority leader. 2007, where I served as deputy chief whip. 2011, where I served as speaker of 2015, and governor of this state from 2023. I believe that we have done well in the service of this country and in the service of Nigeria.
All right, so that was Waziri Tambuwa there. When ABC the Hill his supporters they talk about say no go feed they intimidated, what making seem they forgiven. So no matter what happens, say in they come on, saying go still the opposition. Now, the federal government today, Saturday, announced the arrest of two top leaders of Jamatu and Terror Muslima, Fiba leaders Sudan, and Al Qaeda affiliate in Nigeria following a month long counter-terrorism operation. The National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribado disclosed this at a press briefing today held at the office of the National Security Advisor in Abuja. Now, Ribado said the intelligence led operation was carried out between May and July 2025 in collaboration with the security and intelligence agencies of Nigeria. Now, those arrested are Mahmoud Muhammad Usman, also known as Abu Bara Abbas or Mukhtar, identified as the self-styled Emir of Ansaru, and his deputy Mahmoud al-Nigeri, also known as Malam Mahmuda. Now, according to Ribadu, Abu Barak coordinated coordinated terrorist sleeper cells across Nigeria and masterminded high-profile kidnappings and armed robberies to finance terrorism. He added that his deputy Mahmuda led the Mahmudawa cell around Kanji National Park and trained in Libya between 2013 and 2015 under foreign jihadist instructors. Ribadu said the targeted operation, which was conducted between May and July 2025, led to the capture of two top Ansaru leaders who have been responsible for masterminding several terrorist attacks against Nigeria over the past years. The first is Mahmuda, of course, I've said it, and the second is this other one. He said that he is the coordinator of various terrorist sleeper cells across Nigeria. He's also the mastermind of several high profile kidnappings and armed robberies used to finance terrorism over the years. The second, of course, he also talks, say, at the same thing, Naiden B. Yeah, that he has cells that he has lots of cells out in the around the Kainji National Park, straddling Niger and Kwara State, up to Benin Republic. He trained in Libya between 2013 and 2014 as a second officer under foreign jihadist instructor from Egypt, Tunisia, and Algeria, specializing in weapon handling and IED fabrication. So, NSA, your National Security Advisor, said that the two men have been in Nigeria, in Nigeria's most wanted list for 2 years now, also, and internationally too. According to him, the suspects were responsible for the attacks, including 2022 Kuje prison break, the attack on Niger's uranium facility, and a lot of other issues. Now, a lot of people would ask if they were responsible for the prison break in Kuje, how come we did not get back all of those prisoners that escaped? That's the question. So since Buhari regime till Buhari died, it took Buhari's death for us to see them and arrest them. That's the question people are asking. It took Buhari's death. Remember, and innocent people, some of them died during that prison break. And the major cocoa of the people they won't carry, then come out them. Most of them have not been seen till today. Well, let's move on to another conversation. In fact, talking about that conversation just reminds me of this interview I watched because it's really crazy when we look at these things that's got to do with terrorism in Nigeria. How did it get this bad? How come these people are operating in our country unabated and without us disturbing them? People today, they name some people, some things will be terrorist organizations or tag terrorist organization for Nigeria. And a lot of people they question, say, why did you omit Fulani militias in the list of terrorist organizations? Is it not time to proscribe them? Because if you look at the number of deaths, the number of communities they have wiped out, the number of mayhem they've caused, and some of them they've even warned people on about. So what is stopping you from prescribing them? So that the good ones or the people then where they lead them like Mieti Alana will be the good ones, go fit come begin fish out those bad ones among them. Why is it hard to prescribe them too? Is it because they belong to a particular group? Now, listen to this interview that had happened in the past, where this man, Mr. Martins, was saying without doubt that the APC is the mastermind of terrorism in Nigeria. Backing, of course, people don't use them, that they train them to back up within Canada talk about for that judgment.
Kawu
That
Baraje
APC.
Alhaji
Watch him.
was a leading chieftain of the APC. And he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. He has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. This is public.
Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onobo. I said it. APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje. Okay. That's number one. Number two, Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state. Public statement. Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party. We had reports that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion. I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain. We had an official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station in collaboration with Miyetti Allah, where Fufude, the Fulani tribal dialect, will be the language of communication. Now, interestingly, you asked me for facts. We have it on the authority of the Ondo State government that the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State led the criminal suspect gang that killed Parafashoranti's daughter. That is on the authority of the Ondo State government. And they have been arrested. And the leader of the gang is the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State. We have it on the authority of the Nigerian police that a headsman was arrested with a military rifle in Plateau State. I have the number of the rifle. I can send it to you by SMS. I just need to check my records. I have the rifle number. We have it on the authority of retired Colonel Nyam that the Fulani headsmen repelled in Ogoja were using Nigerian army rifles from the barracks in that vicinity, and that the soldiers came to collect the rifles back. Now, who is the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces? Who should be responsible for the activities of these armed forces? We have it on the authority of General Danjuma. Danjuma has commanded these forces. We have it on the authority of General Danjuma that the armed forces are conniving with the bandits that are killing citizens. How much more evidence do you want? How much more evidence? We have hard physical evidence. We have testimonies from relevant authorities. How much more evidence do you want to know that the ruling party in Nigeria, the APC, is the sponsor of insecurity and terrorism? How much more evidence? I don't need any more evidence. I am 1000% convinced, and nobody has contrary evidence. The APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. The trial in Dubai, where some Nigerians were convicted for terrorism financing in Nigeria. The published report said that they were traced to people high up in government. So how much more evidence do we need? All the evidence is out there. But as a people, because materialism and corruption has weakened us as a people, we are not able to stand up for anything. Money is stronger than truth. Any community where money is stronger than truth is ruined. Truth is the foundation. Any environment, even if it's a family, or a village, or an organization, where money is stronger than truth, that family or village is ruined. And in Nigeria, money is stronger than the truth. And that is the brink where we have brought ourselves. Because this is not an act of God. We deliberately walked ourselves to this abyss. If the media continues to give credit to comments made by direct suspects, members of the ruling party, well, I will not be part of that. I will not be part of that. If you believe Gumi, and I believe him, Sheikh Gumi, if you believe him, I believe him. If you believe him, it's deliberate. He says the security forces know exactly where the bandits are. This is on the authority of Gumi. And you cannot say he's wrong, because he went and met with them. When he was asked on TV, how is it that you know where the bandits are and the security forces don't know? He said the security forces know exactly where they are and where all their camps are. So is that not additional evidence that the ruling party is the sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria?
Okay, so you don't hear waiting Oga Martin Onovo talk. Martin Onovo, na ex-presidential candidate of the, I think, defunct National Conscience Party, because in contest presidential election for 2015. That's now waiting in get to talk. Now, if you remember, not just Shegumi did don't talk this one during President Muhammad Buhari administration. Say the government know where these bandits in because remember that time he was helping mediate with bandits at that time. And when BC people they even accuse and saying they enter forest, they mediate with them. They even give us guard to use go mediate with them. However, Nasser El Rufai, then he was governor, had also said a thing like that. Say the federal government know where these people did. Remember that period where that Abuja Kaduna Rail incident happened, where be say the federal government through President Muhammad Buhari media aid, come they tell us say they trick them, they make them carry their wife or their children, go their wife will go labor self, go born, and then when they tell us say they go release the people, then when they kidnap, but they eventually did not release them. Remember that incident at that time. So at that time, even the bandits themselves at that time, when it caused the incident, they said that the federal government know where they did, say they know them, say they get a message for the government. Remember that time now, that was trending them. That they have a message for them and they know where they are. So could it be true? And if this is true, then why has it become so hard for us to fight this insecurity? Then would they lose lives daily? We get the core one of the Boko Haram and all that to deal with. We get this one of banditry to deal with separately. They will come get the headsmen onto separately. And they just did different cells, different like that. Why is it so hard for us to fight it and nip it in the bud? Is there any country where BC could fight this thing and they no go want? Different people don't come out here and explain to us where how you be say this kind of thing no go happen for other countries and without the countries taking action. But how has it become? How are we like this? Well, phone lines are open. I beg. Nigerians, we're gonna call to put them out for inside this talk. Sharply, make a hear when I get to talk for inside the conversation. Please call up, follow the link with it for inside the pinned post. It will bring you straight to the studio. We're gonna have to put mouth for this matter. We BC would it talk like this. So drop your thoughts and reactions on the 2 hour. I do want to go back and read them. And also, if you call the WhatsApp line 0817 081 7029477. That's not the WhatsApp number to call. So that's how terrible the security situation is for Nigeria. But let's just visit Southeast very quickly, where the Minister of Works, David Umahi, they urge the Southeast region of the country. So make sure so they support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Southeast. Tinubu don't try for now. I support him. Why do they do like this? Now, Mahi made this call when he be say the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, and his team pay a courtesy visits of Saturday for Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Idris and his team came to inspect the various federal government projects in Enugu and Ebonyi State. So Mr. Umahi described Mr. Tinubu as God sent. Nobody again wey be say we go fit describe as person wey be say na him help us for this life. Oga Tinubu, na God send am come our way. Na God sent na him be. He's a God sent to Nigeria and the Southeast region. That is what Omahi said, not my writing. He's a God sent to Nigeria and the Southeast region for the good of all. He now added that people of the region are aware of the good that Mr. President is doing for them and they are very happy. The good works that the President Tinubu is doing for the Southeast are not hidden, especially roads and bridges. And of course, Tinubu wouldn't allow me to put any region ahead of the other. He is someone who is fair and just in ensuring that all Nigerians benefit from the dividends of democracy. That is why I continue to say all governors of the Southeast are supporting Tinubu. I should continue to support him. But people can't remind them, say, should be now from the floor of the National Assembly. The floor of the National Assembly. Then they debate the other time. Where it be say one Southeasterner almost vex, come out color say, where he vex, where. How it be say the renewed hope agenda matter we get to do with dredging of rivers and all that. In fact, the account, the money we they bring up for the team, no include any part of Southeast at all. Any part of Southeast. Not just that, even Northerners they complain, say some of the Renew Hope projects, them, some of them, no they equitably shared. However, saying that the Southwest now get most of the lion's share for some of those projects. I've been only my ear be here and then. I've been Mahi be no hear that one that time where we say they talk this on. Well, phone lines are open. Please call up. Let's get to take your thoughts and reactions. Yeah, call us sharply. Mo, no, wait till you get to talk. Whilst you're called, they come in. Make a quickly talk on Comfort Emanson case. So, Comfort Emanson, the Ibom Air passenger who was arraigned for allegedly violating or violently attacking a purser, that is an air hostess, has denied filing a 500 billion lawsuit against the federal government and Nigeria's Civil Aviation Authority generally. Now, in a post she shared on her Instagram story, Emanson described the report, which she said has gone viral, as false and misleading. She added that she will inform the general public whenever she takes such legal action against the federal government. Quoting Hannah, she says, I have not taken any such legal action yet. When I eventually do anything of such nature, which is imminent, I will personally update the public myself via my official page. That's what she write down. On and Ibom Air flight, of course. So that's what she just put them. So people be don't come at contact say she sued the federal government 500 billion. And I said, not gonna come pay me for the embarrassment when I embarrass me and the one I don't destroy my mental health for putting up my naked picture outside. Say that waiting she, do. But she's denied it that she didn't do anything like that. But many would say that they would advise her rather not to opt to sue the government because really you can't you don't want to you don't want to like go into that war against government. So personally I would just talk say the best thing to do now any compensation when they give you make you ambassador of AON, make you collect them, collect the ambassador. But one thing you should request for is open apology that will be printed on when they go broadcast and be put up for different media mainstream media for Nigeria, so that you'd have that as a footprint so you could always go back to remember. So that in case tomorrow, because of those your nakedness will fly around, they won't use them insult you, you go back, go say Nigeria even apologize to me. I think is the best thing to do. So, but in terms of dragging court case and making sure, say, government pay compensation, all the court cases where government don't lose, where they not tell them to pay compensation, how many they don't pay? That's not the question you go ask first. So I hope her lawyers are advising her appropriately. I hope that she doesn't make a mistake because it will end up making yourself an enemy to the state, which you may not really like. Please don't make yourself an enemy to the state. That's my humble advice. And I hope that she heeds to that advice and perhaps take a decision. Yes, she's supposed to seek redress and all that. But for Nigeria not be where we be say you go seek redress, win without them victimizing you. That's what many would say. I mean, maybe they talk about, but my appeal now, if she could just take the settlement and all that, just let it slip and go ahead. All right, phone lines are open still. Let me talk to Reverend Idogeni. Good evening and welcome. Reverend Idogeni, good evening. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
Yeah. You see,
Go ahead, sir.
I I will I will try to talk to you since, but most of the time
Okay.
your guest speakers.
You have to put off what you're listening to. You have to put off what you're listening to from there. I see that you're struggling to listen from that end and also me at the same time. So kindly put up your listening device, sir.
Okay.
Oh, please. You have to help us put it off because you can't
Yeah.
hear yourself there
Yeah.
and here at the same time.
Yeah. You see,
All right. Have you done so?
some time ago,
Okay, go ahead.
I was I was I was talking about this obese why everybody was against him. Well, I begin to
Mm,
see that now. But let me first take up the the issue of vote buying.
mm-hmm.
This will not stop because
Mm-hmm.
those who were supposed to make law to stop it are the people responsible for it. And
Mm,
the only thing that will happen 2027 is when
mm-hmm.
there should be a law that will say, look, anybody that buy, you that sell, the same law caught up with you people, with both of you. If not, because this system you are seeing now was the system they vetted for Edo election, and they saw that it was a perfect one. And since then now, you see how it has been running. But the problem that we have in Nigeria is that people no longer believe. It's not because they actually want to take this money. But the only reason is because they felt within themselves, even if I don't take the money, I say, let me vote my conscience. The vote is not still going to count. There's still going to be ready because you see what is happening now. Somebody will just come up and say the election 2027, the vote has been written. But when you are hearing all this, except you understand what it takes to contest or to compete for election, that is the only way you will be able to have faith. Say, that is not possible. So those who do not have that strong reason to say it's not possible, they have already given up themselves. So by the time you come to them, you say, take 5,000 to vote for me. You say, okay, let me better collect it now because the result has been reached. And whether I vote or whether I take the money or I really take the money, it will still go the same way. And that is why it's important for us to begin to this awareness is very, very important.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
About the parties, they are not doing anything. They're not talking to the people. So how do you want to like I know in Europe, in Western world, they talk to the people. This is what we want to do. This is how we want to do it. Please, if you see it like this, do not do it like this. And when you begin to reach out with them as you are campaigning, you are reading this word in their ear. And they begin to understand that, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. And this is how we're supposed to do it. And if we follow what these people are saying like this, we are going to lose our vote at the end of the day, we remain the same. Then these people will be able to stand up and say, okay, yeah, this is what I should do. Because it's obvious in Nigeria, if I in Africa as a whole, I don't know.
Thank you.
There's no election that you can say this one is absolute free.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your input. Thank you, sir. All right. I see you at the backyard move. Kindly just standing there very briefly. So John went out to the streets of Lagos to ask some workers, because so we don't imagine how workers they use money for this economy, how did they cope, especially for transportation, and whether they take home, they really take them home. And here is what some workers, the cross section of workers for inside Lagos State, get to talk about their salaries and some of them about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All right.
Good evening, my country people. My name is John, and as I don't come out so, I want to ask the working class people how they take to survive with this same economy, going to work every day, even with the same salary. Join me as we go streets, go ask people. Will they come back?
Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah, can you please share with me your experience, you as a working class, at stake pay for you now inside this economy? In fact, the thing is too much. The transport money now is getting much. I start at Ibafo. From Ibafo to VI, I pay 1,200 naira. Coming back here now, I pay 500 naira to here now. So from here now to Ibafo, I'm going to pay 1,000 naira. Before it's not like that. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we don't spend such money. Now it's getting much, and because of that, you have to reduce of your maybe what you are eating. Before now, I can't just stand and eat like a 1,500 or 2,000 because I'll add everything to my transport money. So this is getting much now. I don't know. We don't know. Let government just help us. I don't know.
So as it take be like this, your salary don't increase from last time, or how it take be?
Or the increase, it's just the same level. just like the company we are working for, they say the minimum wage. When they finish the minimum wage, fine, maybe 10% or whatever they call. Before you know, they start maybe from the other benefits, they begin to cut and cut and cut. At the end of the day, still come to the same amount of money. All right, thank you for sharing your experience. Good evening, madam.
Evening, sir.
I beg if you share your experience concerning you as a working class, as it don't be for you, as you take the work now, you dey juggle from island to mainland. If you share your experience.
The experience is that the work is very, very stressful because the economy of Nigeria not make everything dey good again, because everything now is very, very hard. Even the transportation is not more the same. Like if you compare transportation now with 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it's not the same. So everything is hard. Comparing the salary with the house rent, transportation, taking care of yourself, everything, feeding, there is nothing remain. But as Nigeria, there's nothing we can do. More especially as a youth, you have to go out and come in every day so that you can be able to put food on your table or your family in the village, everything. So upon everything that is going on in Nigeria, we still give God all the glory. Sure, we thank God.
Well, it has been really tough, very, very tough, compared to the past administration. So in terms of transportation, I take the juggler, I take the manager. That's what I mean by it has really been tough. The transport has really increased. Going from mainland to highland cost me nothing less than 2,000 naira a day, which is not so. But transport salary they increase as salary transportation they increase. As from I think I've been collecting 150,000 as of 2 years ago. I'm still collecting the same salary. With this kind of economy, with transportation, with everything, I'm still collecting 150,000 naira till now, which is not even up to what I spent in a month. Yeah. The NEPA bill, water, everything. All right, thank you very much for sharing your experience.
Like it has not been that easy, but I shall thanking God. So because going to and fro every day is not something really easy like that. The transport fare is even costly these days, but I shall trying to cope.
Okay, if you compare this economy to last 4 years, I think they enter transportation, feeding, and all of that for work.
Like you can even say the last year is even more better. That people are complaining is hard. It's not even harder. But now I can say it's still very hard than before because it's not that easy.
To be honest with you, it's a very big difference from now between last 4 years and now. Last 4 years, for example, I used to enter motor from here to VI 100 naira, but now from here to VI that's 700 naira. Coming back, the same thing. Before I will enter 100 naira from here to a quarter or 200 naira to a hotel, but now enter 700 naira. On Monday, at times enter 1,000 naira. That is to say, it's times 5. It's times 5, so it's not easy for people.
So as you take me, so salary at all they increase.
Nothing like increment for the salary. Nothing like increment.
This economy in Nigeria, I'm even speaking English. Who knows sabi wetin economy dey affect person for this Nigeria? Jesus Christ. We are now like 4 to 5 times higher the price of everything we are buying. So nothing is smiling with us in Nigeria. And nothing is palatable. Let me use the word palatable because it's not funny. Everyone is hungry. I find a lot of people everywhere begging. And that is not how it's supposed to be. We are supposed to be going from grass to grace, but now it's as if it's grace to grass. So it's not good at all. It's affecting me and it's affecting both education and both, how can I say, even families. Family now are depending on us, and we are not even able to feed ourselves yet that we are giving to family. So definitely everything is on a downgrade.
Okay, so for you as working class, now how transportation take be for you? I take the cope.
That is another aspect that no human being want to talk about. Because if you are talking of Yanoworo to Obalende, then you find it 100 naira. But now we are saying 500. So this is like times 5 of it. So it's affecting us. Worse, we will not have bus to enter. They have much control over it. If you say you don't want to enter, we carry your things and go. They are not forcing us to go. They are not forcing us. Before, we passengers they do shakara. Now drivers they do shakara. You like, you enter, you know, like they are not begging anybody. You understand? So in every aspect, I think the economy is affecting every aspect in Nigeria. And the transportation is worst.
If you compare this economy to last 4 years, I think
honestly in Nigeria we cannot be Past tense is always better than the present tense. That is all I can say. It's very, very bad.
Yes, so we don't go ask the working class people. We don't tell them say how they take the feel for this economy, and they don't tell us their mind. Some talk say they don't like them. Some talk say na grace of God they take the leave. Some even talk say na the same salary where they don't they collect since last 2 years. Then they see they collect now. From that same salary, they pay bills, they pay one or two, and they also they remit give whosoever they want remit give. You too, you fit still chook mouth on top this very discussion wey we carry. You fit go on top YouTube, type Precious TV, comment your own too there. God bless you.
Whoa. Okay. So I just needed to play this so that we'll go fit get an understanding of what people they go through. Now that young man that said his salary is 150,000 naira, he spent 2,000 naira go work. Abi, Heh. So imagine he spent approximately 40,000 naira in a month for salary, for transport fare. Imagine how much he go use chop food, and God bless him or not so bless him, he has a family. How much you go use chop for 1 month? So basically, almost everybody where they work for Nigeria, they spend more than they earn. Where they go use fill up the gap? How would they? What would they even eat? Did you hear the prices of things in the market at that time with that market reports? What would they even eat? What will they even eat? Well, make I go talk to Mr. Mopi. They my backyard. They wait for me. I don't keep on waiting. Mr. Mop, good evening and welcome.
Hey, Precious.
Mr. Mop,
How are you, Precious?
sir.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How
Great,
about
great,
you?
great. I'm
I'm
good.
great. How about you?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Nice to see
Welcome.
you.
I'm great.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I was doing something. I said, let me come and grace. I didn't even know you are on today. I said, let me come and grace your platform. I always gotta support you anyway.
Oh, thank
So I don't
you.
even know what the
Thank
topic
you.
is,
Thank you so much.
but I can go by the last.
Okay, so we're talking about a lot of things though. We also did mention the Abure and Obi's case where the INEC itself, he took the matter to
Mhm.
court, and INEC had to counter his appeal and said that no, your tenure has expired, and we're upholding the Supreme Court judgment. So, yeah, that's about it.
So let me
We
let
talked
me
about that, and we talked about the election going on. Go ahead.
let me start with the last subject. Those people you interviewed, they're talking about the inflation, the cost of living, and something like that. Um, I think there has been a lot of talk about what Ngozi Uwela said. That
Okonjo Iweala
right, what she
said.
said,
Mhm.
it has been on different platforms. People are talking about it. A lot of people are against her. They say that she already coupled to the government, But I have a different perspective about that. Let me be more realistic. Did I agree with what she said? To a certain extent, she wasn't speaking to ordinary Nigerians. She was speaking to the global for the economical point of view that she have. I mean, to be realistic, there's a difference between the macro and micro economies. I think on the macro economy that she was speaking about, yeah, you can see there's a stability. But if you look at the micro economies, there's a lot of instability. What am I trying to say? Okay, um, you can say the Nigerian economy has stable, like she properly stated. We know where it was when Tinubu came in, the valuation of and the fiscal everything they did
Mhm.
that borrow everything. I mean, food inflation went up to 200% and 300%. But right now it has pretty much been stable in terms of economy. Look at the naira. Almost about a year right now, it has been between 15 and 1600, right? That's a stability.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
If-
Do you know why?
Oh, you mean they're
Do you
spending
know
money
why?
to
Is
put
it not
it?
this same? God bless you. They're still hedging the naira. That's what people are saying. Economists are saying
Are
that
they still
because
doing
they
that?
cannot just leave it to keep floating like that. Oh,
I
they
didn't
are
know that.
not. Are there evidences that they are not? Is it not the other time that they came out and how many trillion, how many billion dollars was used to wedge the naira within this administration alone? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? So, in fact, I have interviewed an economist here who said, a financial expert here, who said that it's impossible for them to keep leaving the naira to float on by itself. If it was still floating by itself, it would have gotten to 3,000 by now. So that means there's still some sort of intervention.
Well,
Then why tell us that
I
you let
guess
it float?
yeah. Okay, you're with my point. I agree with you what you were saying about that. I guess she was just going by the robust data that is available there. If you look at our credit rating is okay. It's stable, it's good. Supposedly, the balance of payment. If you look at it on paper, I'm talking about paper now. That's why I'm bringing the difference between the macro and micro economies.
Micro,
That
macro.
she was speaking from. I mean, our credit rating is good. GDP has grown to 3 point something, supposedly, that's what we have. So that's the narrative she was going. But if you look at the micro part of it, things are not, I mean, the household food, inflation, transportation, the energy, I mean, that has pretty much eroded purchasing power in Nigeria. So, that's the only area she was speaking to. Economy wise, is it stable on paper? But that does not translate to the common people. I mean, like they rebase the inflation right now, right? I think it's about 22% or less than 22%. We know how, right? We know how
21.9.
they come with that. We know the data they use to come to that narrative. But having said that, the real inflation in Nigeria is between 28 and 30%. I mean, that's what my information told me. It's between 20 and 30.
It is more than
Okay, it's more than that,
28%, my
right?
dear brother. If we look at from Buhari's regime, I mean, you look at it from the normal. Did you hear what people said? That transport has gone 5 times high since the last administration. Does that sound like something that is 20%?
No, 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 no. I'm agreeing with you totally, and I'm agreeing with Nigerians totally that the inflation is still high, it's still around 30%, depending on where you're coming from. I mean, like the east or Port Harcourt or whatever, inflation is more higher over the even. I think it's high in Lagos too. Some part of the north, you can say 25% or whatever, depending on the area. So it's part of what is actually happening. It's not,
Now, let me explain
okay.
something to you. This whole thing that government is doing now. If government was doing all this and also perhaps giving some kind of succor
Mhm.
to businesses in Nigeria, it would have been easier for inflation to drop further. Understanding that your country is an import dependent country, what are you doing first to encourage exportation? You know, go talk say they encourage exportation for mouths. Wetin be the things and wey dey easy for us to export? Agricultural produce. How farmers dey fit go farm? You can't even handle the issue of insecurity. In fact, less and less people are now farming. Less people by the day are farming because did you hear that people can't go to farm and come back safe anymore? So more people are just withdrawing from farms. That's a problem for us because we would have made a lot of money from export of farm produce. Right now, we don't even have enough agricultural produce for sufficiency anymore. Something what we they export before. Do you understand? That's on the one hand. On the other hand, even government agencies, ministries, and all that are also inflating their cost of doing business. You have a situation where not just this import duty thing that has been increased. I hear that now terminal operators and all that. I think terminal operators were initially paying whether 500, I think about 50 million before, some sort of 50 million bond they paid before. They've increased that bond now to about 500 million from 50 million. See the increase in the increase. How many terminal operators can afford that money? Same thing with fresh forwarders and importers. They've increased the amount of bond that they pay from whether 350,000 naira to about 10 million. How will they get the money? If they eventually get the money to do that business, at the end of the day, it will be built into the
To the
cost of things that
customers,
are landing
yeah,
into the country.
true.
So at the end of the day, would you say that you've done the people any good? Because you're bent on taking more taxes from people, forgetting that as you take those taxes, they will be, shared back to your consumers, to the country people that are already suffering. So that's why I'm wondering the kind of economics. I may not be good in economics, but I do know that most of the costs that you pass on to business owners like that, they will in turn pass it on to the consumers because not be then go bear the brunt. If custom charge them anyhow money, no wahala, they go pay. They go pass the money. So who bears the brunt? I am telling you that something as little as what do they call it? Toll gates along airport. You know that airport NCAA the fan toll
Mhm.
gate along airport road between international and local. It was 100 naira during Buhari's administration. Right now it's 300 naira. Why did they increase it to a whole 300%? That is a government agency for crying out loud. Why did you need to increase it that much? Why? You see tertiary institutions in Nigeria that increase their school fees. They said because of cost of business.
So
Tertiary institution that is funded by government. Do you understand me? Because the teachers are paid by government.
So let me ask you, how about this? How about this stupid net fund? Loan, student loan. I mean, how is that working out? Have you had anything?
Maybe you saw the report we did on. You saw the report we did on Nelfund. I think John did a report on Nelfund. I played it here. Check it. It's in the platform. I posted it as a video separately too, so you can go and watch it. So a lot of them argue that there is no proper information on the Nel fund. Some some are also skeptical that, okay, when we finish, how we use work? Which work we won't get, we use get money to pay back. While some see it as a good development. Do you understand? Because maybe in their mind, they're already thinking that we're not going to pay our government money, is our national cake, we chop it, and that. But the problem with the that a lot of people like me would have with the Nel Fund, while I think it's a good idea, not in overall, in its entirety, it's that one of the major problem I have is that immediately this administration got into office, some school fees that were as low as, like, let's say 25,000 naira were hiked to over 200,000. Do you understand? You see, they were more than 300% hiked. So that was the first thing that happened during this administration. So you cannot, on the one hand, increase school fees of tertiary institutions, then now give students loan,
Right.
and
I
now
mean,
say that
you're
you're not
defeating the
making
purpose.
education easier for them. I mean, why now? I mean, our head no correct. See, there's something within my head where I didn't understand them. Almost every tertiary institution in Nigeria had their fees hiked since this administration. Almost all of them. And not just hiked by 5 or 10% or 20%, over 100%. Most of them.
I heard some of them is
You
about.
hike school
I heard
fees.
some people speaking. They said about 200%.
So I said some of them pass. I said that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you from evidence from research I have done. So you cannot go and hike school fees, and then on the other hand, you come out to say that you've given students loan. Does it make sense? If you really want children, if you really want to give people succor in academics, what do? You reduce the rate now. People ordinarily, some of us trained ourselves through school because we're able to work, hustle, and go to school at the same time. There was basically nothing I didn't do back in the days. I used to braid hair.
I mean, I'm not a supporter of this student loan.
I even commit things. I even write exams for people journal at the scene where I commit. All of those things. Because
I mean,
what will I do now?
what would have been more?
So part of those. So imagine the reason we could afford that was because the school fees was minimal.
Yeah, by then.
If it was this high, how many hair one braid do I go use make money? How many hair will I braid? Do you understand? So that's it.
I know school fees. Nigerian university was very. I won't use the word cheap. Was very affordable. Before a long time ago.
It was.
Yeah.
They are still claiming that it's affordable. No, it's still affordable. And you know why it is affordable? Because do you know that I just realized, I remember when I invited Barrister Ekine to this place. It was when I invited Ekine that I even realized that by the law of Nigeria, secondary education, primary education, secondary and university is supposed to be free. That is why tertiary education is subsidized in Nigeria. That is why lecturers are paid by government and not from their proceeds, from the school proceeds. Do you understand? But the worst thing in that law is that even though the law is the way it is, the law also forbids you from questioning the same politicians if they're not able to meet those responsibilities. So you give them a mandate to do something. But that same law, on the other hand, removes the strength from you from questioning them. So you can't even question them. If they're supposed to give education and they're not able to, you can't question them. And call that a law. Yeah. And we have National Assembly. There's not doing anything about it.
I mean, what would have been more palatable, is providing a financial aid. I mean, you can say, okay, financial aid, people get depends on how, your income resources. You can get a free, you can get a free money to go to school, which is called financial aid. That would have been something more commendable.
Yeah.
I mean, not loan. I mean,
so imagine somebody, imagine somebody earning 150,000 naira. That's $100 for a whole month, including transportation, including feeding, including taking care of home fronts, including NEPA bill. And guess what? And then you also come and increase light bill by 300%. That you're doing band A and other bands.
Yeah, that's what we have in this country. You have financial aid, you have I mean, depending on depending on the income of your family, you can pretty much go to school for a year with financial, with just financial aid. I'm not talking about having school. We have some countries in Africa, like Botswana or whatever. They have free education, but that's on a different level because it's a very small country. I don't know how big. But anyway, let me talk about this court case. So the question I wanted to ask you, having Supreme Court make the same pronouncement before that Abure, relinquish, what's the difference right now? And they didn't abide by it before.
The difference Yes, the difference is that INEC has now agreed that they're now abiding by the law because they
Ah,
don't want Abure's people to contest the Abuja council elections. So they now agree. So okay, we don't agree.
oh,
Let's
so
not.
that's the difference.
And that's what they cited. Yes, they even cited it in their this thing appeal. They cited it. They said
But
that they are obeying the Supreme
Mr.
Court.
Do you think Aburo is going to go down quietly? Because that guy is being sponsored by APC. That's in my own opinion. You know.
And that's what I'm saying. So the same, if the same people are sponsoring you, and the same people telling and the same INEC they're using to before support you, and the same INEC they're now using to, let's just see how. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's a lot of
So okay.
mago.
That may be the case. Let's assume um, Labour Party is free from Aburo. They're going to have their own chairman and all that kind of things. You know. But I thought Obi has left and it's now AGC. But there's one thing I need to say. Um, Richard. For Obi
Sir?
to make that declaration that he made last week, or I think this week, campaigning for ABC. Do you know what actually happened? Obi is not a stupid person. He cannot just doing that. He never spoke to Atiku, or there's something really going on. That's what I'm still hoping. There's something really, really going on because Atiku has not really come out and said, "I must run for the president." We are just speculating,
No, he hasn't.
right?
It's speculation
Ah, so for Obi to
and
make,
permutations from
what do
his
you think? I'm
people.
just seeking your own opinion, as a journalist who live in Nigeria. For Obi to make that pivot
Um,
right now, don't you think there's some
mm,
underneath reason for him to make that reason? Just, I'm just,
I do think so, and I'm also aware from questions I've asked different sources privately that there is almost like a unanimous agreement in the north for power to shift to the
yeah,
south
I've been seeing it.
for 4 years. Yes, so there is almost that agreement, and the challenge has been, so the challenge with Atiku Abubakar is because of age factor, and 2031 is
No,
far from
how
him.
old is he right now? Close to 80 or what? I don't know. Okay.
Yes. So because by then he'll be 81 or thereabouts, so it will be too much. He won't be able to contest then. So yeah, and unlike what a lot of people said that Northerners are not going to vote for a B, I don't see that happening because from what I have noticed, I've also seen a lot of Northerners canvassing for Peter Obi and even believing that in his candidacy, as it were. So there's a lot happening underneath. And I feel like, for me, the only problem I have with the position, the coalition, is that, and then I also do know that Amici is not likely to contest. All those are just
You don't think
blabber,
so?
you know. So, so yeah, no, I don't think so. It's just to make it look like it's real, that there's some sort of competition. Maybe they just want to confuse their enemies too. Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I
So
hope, Rachel, that's what's actually going on. Hopefully,
I
hopefully
don't
something's going to
know.
happen
I
during
don't
that time.
know.
But yeah, we're going to see.
Well,
I'm,
I don't know.
I'll be home around Christmas anyway. But anyway,
Thank you.
Rachel, thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Sir,
All right.
thank you
Take
so
care.
much. I appreciate you, Mr. Mope. Good night. Good night. Thank you. Bye. All right. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, Precious.
Sir,
Good evening.
good evening and welcome,
Mr.
sir.
David calling from Indonesia.
You're welcome, Mr. David. Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to talk on two issues.
Okay,
One
sir.
is about Okonjo-Iweala's visit
Yes, sir.
to the president.
Mm-hmm.
The point there is that Okonjo-Iweala is not in Nigeria. She's not living in Nigeria. She doesn't go to the market. So she doesn't know what the masses are talking about. So that's number one. Then my number two is that about this student loan.
Mm-hmm.
This student loan of 13 is give one, take two. So people should not be rejoicing over it because it's a scam. It's a scam. Because when you see, okay, for example, now I'm a businessman, I deal on government. Now the good before that we can clear with 150,000 naira for the one bale of the clothes. Now we can clear it with 950,000.
Is it cheap? Okay, well, not be one container because to clear a 40-feet container now you need about
one container. No, I'm talking about the bale.
One bale.
The one container. The one container before we clear clear with the 3.5 million is now clearing around 19 million naira.
20 million, Seth. Yes.
Exactly. So that is what I'm just telling you. One bell before we pay 130,000 naira, 140,000 naira. Now to carry one bell inside that container, we pay 950,000. We have not known how much it will be again because of this new increment. So nobody should tell me that this thing Kojuwal is talking. They are just talking about in the high level. When they come down, they will understand what we are saying and what we are passing through. So thank you, my sister. God bless you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. I've got more calls coming in. Let me quickly attend to them before I say my goodbyes for the night. Let's see. This person has been trying to reach us. All right. Okay. I see your messages too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah. He said, Wallahi, looks like we've not been Nigerian workers have not been receiving salaries, honestly speaking. Hello, good evening and welcome. Sir, you're welcome, sir. Mr. Tony from Chicago, right? Yeah. You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm still off this time around in Nigeria.
It's okay. I just needed to talk to you guys. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
If you see an enemy taking over a food for you in a wedding, and later brought it to you, will you eat it? Thank you very much. You see, INEC and what they do with LP, and what since we met with Abure, things is going like if that's to be, not us to be. Something, if I'm OB, I would never. As far as Abure is there, INEC might say, no, we recognize OB. On the last day, court will come in, Supreme Court court me. I say everything done there is negative. The only place open should have now is ADC. They are standing firm on that. That's the only place I believe they have. They are trying to make OB not to be there. So I think it will be there to separate them. That's what I was trying to do. Honestly speaking, and again, the best way APC has tried the best thing to do to reach election, not fighting anymore. The best way to do election is what they are doing, what they did in Edo. Money. Your president can mobilize 1 billion for each state to get it because you know people are hungry. Those people are shouting, but if they give them 10,000, they will collect it. You know what they'll tell them? Even if you vote, it will not be counted. So better collect this one. And that's why you see they will not. The will not shake it. When I believe there are some regions, they will not try it. They will see collect the money and then bounce them back. Because look at what is happening now. Money, somebody is holding millions for election day.
25 million cash. Yay!
Cash! Nothing presidency election. No, my sister. They think of what will happen during presidency election. President, we are gone. No? We are gone.
Sad.
There are two can do. You are gone because one, people are hungry, and when they see money, they will say, if you are hungry, you never eat food. And they will tell you that even if you vote for AB or ADC, you do not be count. We'll ring it, so collect this one and go. That person will collect the money. That is a very simple language. Don't put in the village, will collect the money and go. I went to one platform today. Somebody say, okay, can you raise some money? People are just begging for 5,000. Please, I know how much I spend just to give people 7,000. And see how they are rejoicing. Oh my God, 5,000 naira. What is going on? Please, we have to. I don't used to say, let's pray for it. But we don't. Yeah, for their country. They work for their country. Make a country. So I don't know what Nigeria is where we're going to say we pray for our country. How can you pray for God when you have youth that cannot rise and take the people by the horn? But the youth are the ones they will give that money and they will sell their heart, the food. Tomorrow starts shouting, we are hungry, we are hungry. APC has don't know, but let's just pray for a better day tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Good night. All right. All right, Nigeria. I'd like to draw the curtain here and say a big thank you to everyone for joining me on the show today. Thank you so very much for being part of the show. Thank you for your calls, your reactions. Thank you for your insights. Thank you for your contribution, and most importantly, for your support generally. I don't take you guys for granted. I feel blessed to have you guys by my side. I appreciate you. I see how some of you just come into this platform and begin to immediately announce that people should like and subscribe and all that. I notice all of those things. I thank you. If I act like I don't notice, please forgive me. I really notice the things you do. As some of you carry my matter for head like Allah. God go bless you now. God go carry on a matter for head too like that. I love on a way. Thank you so much. Let's do this again tomorrow evening, God willing. And remember to protect our health because as usual, wahala made it finish for Nigeria. Voila. I'm not gonna plenty. Good night and God bless you. Thank you. So enjoy the rest of your day.